Hi Flosstube, I'm Catherine Stitching in Costume. Welcome to my Flosstube number 4. This is a channel about my cross stitching. Sometimes I'll throw other things in, but today that's what it is mostly about. I wanted to say welcome to new people. If you've never seen my channel before, I hope you find something that makes you smile. And if you're a subscriber or just stopping back in, thanks for coming back. Some old business. I would like to say I gave out a prize. I had a subscriber giveaway last time, and Pat Van Brecht, the winner of my red bag that I made, never contacted me. So Pat, if you are watching this, I'm going to give you another week or so. I will make it a little bit more clear what my email is, and if anybody would like to contact me through my email, I will put it in the drop down box with the links underneath this. So yeah, Pat, just send me your contact information and I will send that giveaway bag out to you as soon as I get that. Alrighty, well, I'm going to jump right into my whips. I have quite a few whips, but I've been really focusing on trying to hone it down a little bit to things that really are catching my eye. I'm the type of person that really wants to work on what she wants to work on when she wants to work on it, like quite a few stitchers. And but I also feel like I would like to get things completed, and sometimes to complete things you have to put it into a rotation. And I was talking to my friend Kim, the Contented Stitcher. Hi Kim. And she seems to really be getting a lot of projects done right now. She has kind of a loose rotation, so she works on things for 3 days or so, and really focuses in on the things that are calling her, and now she's got quite a few things that she's finishing. So I feel like I was going to do Mania, where I had I left it up to the Tiny Decisions app, and I kind of entered all of my projects into it and let that decide for me. But I don't know if I'm going to be really happy doing that. So I think what I'm going to do is have a 3-day rotation and pull things that I'm loving to work on, that I would like to finish, and dig into them and work on them for 3 days at a time at least. So I'm going to give that a shot and see how I do. So let's see. So one of my first whips. So I'm going to talk about Anne Morrison. All right, here we are. Anne Morrison is a Sal with traditional stitches. And this is a Traditional Stitches is out of Canada. I bought the kit, so I got the 37 count Russian tea cake, I got the called for DMC, and I got the chart. And also along with that came this really cool needle minder, and I believe this is from Kathy at Needle in a Haystack made those. Not needle minder, but you know, floss minder, which just so cool. And I am pulling the threads out and putting them on drops as I go. And this is my progress so far. Oops, there we go. Loving this stitch. I love the colors. I love those illuminated letters. I think I'm caught up to the Sal. And I just love all those curly cues. I thought that was going to be really hard, but it wasn't. It was actually very, very enjoyable, and those went pretty quickly. I think this was about a 3-day stitch, the big letters at the bottom. So yeah, I really, really loving that one, and that is definitely in my big rotation that I'm trying to accomplish here. Okay, this one, you know, it's funny because this is kind of a start and a whip. Last time I showed this, oh, actually, no, this is a different one. So this is just a whip. Blackbird Designs, Oh Joyous Day. Beautiful, beautiful stitch. A lot of people have already completed it. I am doing it in the called for flosses on a 36 count. Picture this plus, I want to make sure I get it right, legacy. And this is how far I've gotten. So I finished that first, the top, and I moved down to the alphabet, which that makes me happy because alphabet seemed to go a little bit smoother for me. and move along. So now I feel like I'm going to clip along on this one. And you know, Blackbird, I really love Blackbird Designs. I'm doing this in the called for flosses. Oh, not very attractive, but there they are. Well, they are attractive, but my displaying of them is something to be desired. This is one of those needle, gosh, what does she call that? Celeste Creates has a tutorial on just the needle catcher that she puts onto her floss rings. So I made one of those to catch a needle that is not there. But it's cute nonetheless. So yeah, I'm hoping to get this one. I want to crank on this, and I would like to have this done this year for sure. And hopefully by November is our anniversary, and that kind of feels like it would be a good anniversary kind of a finish. So there we go. Oh, joyous day. So I'm having fun with that one. It takes me sometimes getting through some of my issues with Blackbird borders. I love Blackbird, love them, and the borders aren't really difficult, but they change color, and sometimes the border pattern changes, and I don't know what my problem is. It's a challenge for me, but I'm loving it now. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was going to tell you. This was, I had just purchased this. I got the download online. I don't know where I saw it, Instagram, I think. And it is Historical Sampler Company. Such a cute, it's called Scandi Heart Sampler. And you can see it down there. Not terribly big, just so springy, so adorable. Really happy colors. Kind of reminds me of Lori Holt colors to some degree. Lori Holt does all these really happy, that's a Lori Holt drum. Well, it's a pattern. I made it into a drum, but really happy colors. And I am doing it in the called for DMC. It's kind of a rainbow palette, which makes me very happy. And this is my progress so far. This is on a 25 count white linen that I got at Hobby Lobby. And look at how cute. It's 1/1. See, 25 count, what does that translate to? Is that, that's not 40. Maybe it's like 46. Nonetheless, it's a bit of a challenge for me, and I definitely have to use my magnification when I work on this. Not really something that I can chat with when I do this. I have to actually focus on this and maybe listen to, I listen to my Flosstube sometimes and peek up at it every once in a while. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this stitch and love that it's in my rotation, especially right now for springtime. But yeah, I started that this month, and I feel like I'm gonna make pretty good progress on it. Once I get through the birds, I should go a lot faster. But yeah, so sweet, so sweet. So that's that one. Okay, Anne Uffendell. This has been something that it's an ongoing saga with me, but I feel like I'm really on track with her now. Hands Across the Sea. I just, oh, look at it. It's just so beautiful. And I am doing this one on a 36 count. And this is a Lakeside Linen Vintage Pearled Barley. So it has some modeling. See if I can get it. So I have it on a roller frame because I really feel like I'm at that point where I need it on a scroll. I was working, yeah, this has been a long story. I mean, I did the border, made a mistake on it, was ripping the border out, made a hole in it, fixed the hole, and restarted it again, which is, you know, hey, you know, put your big girl pants on and do it. It wasn't really that hard to get back on track with it. It wasn't like I had filled in all the flowers or anything. I just did the vine. I just was frustrated, and so it got put away and on timeout for quite a while. And then I saw Olivia B She's amazing stitcher, and she finished it. And then Senorita Stitches on Instagram had a sampler September, and so I thought, well, I should just pull that one out. So I pulled it out, and I thought I'll just work on it. And I pulled it out, fixed the border, and now I've been really going on it. There's my bird clock. Thank you. And so yes, I'm doing this in the called for silks, and I kind of put the silks on the silk drop as I go. I am not really one of those people that really wants the silks in bags. I know that's probably better for them, but I just want to go. I just want to, work on it. I do this in the morning, usually when I'm doing my stand-up stitching. I talk about that, where I stand up and stitch. And I have magnification. I'll talk about magnifiers in a second. I have a great magnifier that I really love. And I have a few of them, but I have one in particular that I use with this. So I can actually use this magnifier as I'm standing up. And the silks, I'm just pulling the silks as I go, and really beautiful. I got the silks from the attic. And yeah, so there she is. And this is going to be in, my rotation until I finish it. I'm hoping, I'm hoping that I get that basket. My goal is that big basket with the flowers at the very top. I would like to finish that in the next month. I would like to have that done, and maybe the whole top portion by the end of May. So that's my hope, and my plan, my loose plan. I don't want to crack the whip, but I should crack the whip on me. Okay, let's see. My last sampler that I'm working on right now is, well, it's not my last sampler, but this is my last whip I'm going to share today. It's Jessie Watson, another Hands Across the Sea. I'm all into Hands Across the Sea right now. And apparently I love eyelet stitches because this has got that eyelet stitch heart. This is a sal I am doing for Autism Awareness Month. I started this on April 1st with Barbara Raspberry Stitcher. Hi, Barbara. We had a meeting on, let's see, it wasn't Zoom, it was Instagram, like meetup. She invited some of the stitchers that are doing this sal, and I joined them, and we had a great time talking and starting this. And I am doing this one on Silk Weaver. It's a 36 count buttercream, and that's my progress so far. And I know Barbara has she has a structure for the sal month by month, but I think I'm going a little bit faster on it because I'm just really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I'm using the Victoria Clayton silks, and Victoria Clayton put together packs for various projects, and this is one that she put together for Hands Across the Sea, and they're just beautiful. And on this linen, I think they're really popping. Now this is a 36 count, so it's not a super heavy coverage, right? It's a little bit lighter, but I like that. I like that it's a softer look to it. Yeah, so there's that one. Just beautiful, and having a great time with those ladies stitching. And if you'd like to join along, jump on in. The water is fine. The water is great. We are having a really good time stitching this, and really, it's so much fun to sit and visit with people and stitch at the same time. That was my first time ever doing that, stitching along with people. Usually it's either me yammering alone in a room, or I'm watching other people talk to me as I'm stitching. So to sit and have conversations with people and stitch at the same time, it's a lot of fun. So there we go. Those are all the whips that I'm going to share today. I'm going to talk just a little bit about haul. I don't have a lot. I have a couple of things from the Needlework Expo that I could not resist getting. So let's get right into those really quick. So I have 3 charts that I bought, only 3, and there were a lot that I was tempted to get, but honestly, I have so much stash. I need to kind of temper that. I need to sit on my hands a little bit when it comes to clicking and buying things, because I need to start to get through what I have to some degree. But I couldn't resist these, and I'm trying to, if I do make new starts, I'm trying to start a little bit smaller projects so that I can start to have things finishing. I want things finished and up on my wall. So the Blue Flower Tudor Swan, so pretty, and this is a really doable size, 111 by 115, so that might even fit in an 8x8 frame if I do it on a 36 count or even a 40. Yeah, really pretty, and it calls for silks, but it also has DMC conversion, so I might do DMC, I might do silk, I might do overdyes, I might just kind of look through my stash and see what will work for that. But yeah, that one is a beauty. And then this one that I couldn't not get this. This is so gorgeous. I love the Tudor roses. I love bees, and this design is just so beautiful. They did it on a 40 count. It's 100 wide by 83 high. Again, a really, really great size for me. And these would look fantastic together. So either, I could do frame or I could do pillows. Yeah, those are beautiful. So very, very, very nice. And the last one I could not do without is Rose Cottage Sampler by Stacy Nash. So pretty. And it's so funny because I was talking to Barbara, the Raspberry Stitcher, and I was saying, oh yeah, I got that Stacy Nash, that Stacy Nash sampler from Expo. And she's like, oh, you mean the pin keep? I'm like, wait, it's a pin keep? I didn't even see that part because it just looks like a beautiful, I just saw the beautiful sampler. And so this one is only 141 wide by 133 high. Is that right? Yep. So again, it's like 8.5 by 8. I think she does it on, oh, they don't give a count. 36 count. 36 count. And it calls for Confederate gray. I have so much fabric in my stash. So it's all DMC. Oof. Yes. So those are my charts from Needlework Expo. I have gotten a couple of pieces of fabric. This piece of fabric, one of them hasn't come yet. It was, oh my gosh. You know how you have 1, 2, 3 stitch and you have your wish list, and sometimes I'll just go through and I go, hey, you just notify me when that lakeside comes in and this comes in or that comes in. And so I got a notification that they had lakeside, oh shoot, I think it was Pearl Barley was in. So I snatched that up. I don't know if it's still there, but I got a 36 count because I love 36 count. It's like the sweet spot for me. So this is a 36 count. It's not a lakeside. I got this on eBay. And I'm going to show you the name of it's called Jewel Junebugs Junk. You can see that right there. I'll try to remember to link that below. And so this is called, it's Fox and Rabbit, which I had not received any of this before. Hog Bristle, 18 by 27. So it's a really great size. And I'm going to try to get it in the light that shows it best, and that's pretty much it. It's got a really soft modeling. It's just gorgeous. Would be beautiful for a sampler. I'm even thinking that would look really pretty on that. well, this is actually a bigger piece, but I could turn it that way, maybe. I don't know. This is what I do. I buy these 18 by 27 pieces, and then I don't use them for anything because I think I need to save it for a giant sampler, or not a giant, but a bigger sampler. And sometimes you need to just use it. Just use your fabric already. Catherine. All right, so that is it. Oh, one more piece. I'm going to show you this because I got this at the thrift store, and sometimes I get a little anxious. I don't want to say frustrated, but I get like, oh shoot, I can't find that. You got it at the thrift store, but you might be able to find this on the secondary market. Now I've been looking for another red sampler. This is my Stacy Nash red pin keep that I did, and I've been looking for another red sampler, and I know there's so many great ones out there, and there's free ones and all this. But I found this in my stash of things that I had purchased at the thrift store this year. Let me grab it. And this is called A Stitcher's Home. And you can see it's very dated looking, right? It looks very 90s, or yeah, looks kind of 90s, the colors, mauves and all of that, which are beautiful. I love them. It's by Artistic Needle, and you can see I got it for 50 cents. That is the company that charted it. And I'm not going to open it because both of those charts are in this. This is the original, and it was done in 1849, and then this is their version of it, and it says here, A Stitcher's Home, which I love, and I could put my name underneath there. I could do that all in red on any of my fabrics, really. And you know, the thing I like about that, I'm so into alphabets right now. I just love them. They go so quickly, and I don't know. I just like the balance of them. So that's what I'm thinking for my next start. Might be that red, that in red, and hey, maybe on hog bristle. Who knows? Yeah, that was my haul. I want to talk a little bit about magnifiers. Now, I know a lot of people talk about the magnifiers that they like. I'm going to share the two that I find that I have really loved. So the first one is the Halo Go, and a lot of people have talked about this. This is great because you can plug it in and you can charge it. It lasts for quite a long time, and you can I carry it around. I stitch with it at night. Sometimes I'll have a tray and I'll have my Halo and I'll have my stitching, and I'll be watching TV and I use that one. Sometimes if I'm sitting at the kitchen table, I use it there. And it's great. And it's got the little flip up cover on it. Very crucial. I'll talk more about that in a moment. So highly recommend that on the small scale. That also travels well if you're going someplace. That's a great, it folds completely flat. It's very lightweight. It's a good thing to just tuck into your bag and take with you. This is my big magnifier that I have downstairs. That it's Bright Tech. It's rolling. I got this on Amazon. I think it was a little over $100, maybe $130. I don't remember offhand, but I really love it. It's got a nice heavy base. It rolls around, and because I do the stand-up stitching, I like to be able to move my magnifier around. I don't want to clamp it onto my table anywhere. There's no place for me to do that. So this really, and before I have another one, but it wasn't quite tall enough. This one goes up really tall and can really get up over the top of my setup where I'm standing, so it can get up quite big. And again, it's got a flip down thing that goes over the top of the magnifier. And wanted to say, and you can see back here, I've got this one, and I made this little cover for it. So important to keep your magnifiers covered. And I know people have talked about this before, and I know you stitchers, you guys all know this. I didn't know that. And I actually had a situation where I had a magnifier, a big magnifier that I was using, and I had it in my sewing room, and I had left it uncovered in front of a window. Not a good idea. And I came in like a couple hours later to do something, and I'm like, I smell something. Oh yeah, it had started to make a little burn mark in one of my frames. So it's so important. I thank God I learned an easy way. I didn't have to suffer terribly. And so if the reason why I survived that is to tell you to cover your magnifiers. Please cover them. Use an old sock, whatever it is. So I'm super careful now. So that's why I always, if I buy a new magnifier, it's got the little flip down cover, and that goes down. Even if I'm just stepping away to get a cup of coffee, that gets closed. And because you can forget, you get sidetracked with dogs or whatever, and it's easy to forget. So always just, if you're stepping away, cover up your magnifier. There you go, public service announcement. Alrighty, let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh gosh, there's just so many things. I'm going to talk a little bit about other projects to some degree. If you're only here for cross stitch, thank you for coming by. And check back in a couple of weeks. I'll have another video up and going, and hopefully with better progress or more interesting new starts. This something I have a lot of little side hobbies that I like to do. And one of the things I like to do are tiny little projects. So little pin cushions are something that I started to do, and this is one of the first ones I did, and they're called bottle cap pin cushions because you literally make it out of a bottle cap and cover it with felt. And there's tons and tons of tutorials out there, and you can find all kinds of Pinterest. I get little ideas all the time from Pinterest on new pin cushions to do. So those are just great little projects. You can embroider them and bedazzle them. So that's what I did. And then I do all of these little tomatoes, because who just love the tomatoes, and little teeny tiny strawberries out of red wool felt. And one of my tricks is I went to the thrift store and I bought, because felt can be expensive, so I found this old wool felt coat and cut it apart, and now I've got so much of this red felt. And the cool thing about wool felt is it sharpens your needles. As you put your needles in it, it helps to keep your needle sharp and clean. So there's that one. Then I have this pin cushion, which it's a little, it's kind of dramatic. It's definitely dramatic. I don't know. I just made this up. I wanted to do an anatomical heart. And this was about the time, excuse me, my mother passed away. I guess I was feeling kind of, heartbroken. And so I thought, well, let's see. I don't know. How you lay in bed sometimes and you think about projects. And I thought I could do a heart, but make it, have little patches on it, so I actually felted some of that, and then I don't know, I just made it up. I looked at pictures of, different anatomical correct hearts, and that's what I came up with. And I know it's a little on the dark side, but I don't know. I had to put like the sparkles in it because I feel like, that just kind of represents how you still have hope, and you still have your dreams in there, even though sometimes life batters you around and you just, things happen, and we all, it's part of the human condition is that we, our hearts get broke sometimes. It's just life, and we survive, we move on. And the things that broke my heart in my 20s, I wouldn't bat an eye at now. But, at the time it felt like life and death. And now I know that, it's just part of life. Things happen in our life, and we push through. So there we go. And I put a little bug on there because you know what? I love bugs. Here's a little fun fact about me. I don't know what it is. I love beetles, especially I love beetles. When we moved out to the country, I started a collection, maybe I'll share that with you sometime, of just things. I would never kill anything, but things that I would find. And I got this this shadow box, and I finished it off. And so, a butterfly wing, or I have a couple of dragonflies. So I have, people around me that will be, hey, look what I found for you. So I have a collection of bugs. I know. I love them. They're just cool. They're just cool. I like to watch them walk and, fly around. Praying mantis. I mean, out here we get praying mantis at a certain season in the summertime, and they're so cool. They just look at you, and I just love them. Okay, so yeah, one more little tiny thing I have is this. Lori Holt has a tutorial, and this is a little needle book that she designed, and I used some of her fabrics for it. It's rough, believe me. This is kind of didn't really. I tried, and I love Lori Holt, and I love Christy, Crosshatch Quilts. Hi, Christy. She mentioned me, and it's always so surreal when you're watching Flosstube and somebody might say your name, and I'm standing there with my teeth not brushed and in my pajamas, and my hair, and it's like, oh, they said my name. Oh my goodness, it's really sweet. Anyway, Christy, I've always loved her, and she's doing the Jessie Watson sale, so yes. And so I'm excited about that. Anyway, why do I say that? Because she's a friend of Lori Holt, and she has some really beautiful Lori Holt patterns that she's done. I have a Lori Holt quilt kit, burning a hole in my pocket, or burning a hole in my sewing room, that just wants me to do it so badly. I've done 3 quilts. One of them is for our dog, and Gracie loves the quilt and doesn't have any complaints about it. The other one I did that I actually completed, I gave to our daughter and her husband for Christmas. And it's a lot. Quilting is a lot. I love it, but it takes a lot of work. And I think a lot of cross stitchers get drawn to quilting because of all of, just you're putting this puzzle piece together. I love the piecing. I love being able to pick really cool fabrics, or you find that kit that has all the beautiful fabrics in it. I want to do a big giant French General fabric quilt. And I have plans, but I also want to cross stitch and finish my cross stitch projects. So I'll do it all. There's plenty of time. Alrighty, so I'm going to finish up with, this is what I found at it was a junk shop, really. And you don't typically find red samplers at a thrift store. And this one, I walked by it a few times, and finally I just looked at it because it was hanging with a bunch of dish rags. And you always think of dish rags. Ugh, I'm not going to buy an old dish rag. But then I found this, and eventually I stopped. I separated it. I looked at it, and I realized it was a really beautiful, cool looking red sampler. And it is on some kind of it's almost like burlap. It's very coarse. Maybe it's more for needlepoint. And you can see. Hello. Hi, honey. I'm filming. Okay. And so you can see the back. It's got like all of this floss is just kind of, it's really goopy looking, and it almost looks like it was done by a couple of people, maybe 2 or 3. Maybe I want to think, a couple of sisters took turns on it, and maybe their mom started them off. So I'm going to read this to you. It's hard to read, and it's even hard for me looking at it here, even though I've read it a few times, to read it because it's kind of run together, and I'll show you closer in a second, but let me read it to you because it's so charming. It's called Welcome Guest, and they're welcome guest. Hello guest, and howdy do. This small room belongs to you, and our house and all that's in it. Make yourself at home each minute. If the temperature displeases, take a couple of our breezes. And if that should chill you later, sit upon our radiator. If a hunger pain is twitching, make a raid upon our kitchen. Help yourself to book or blotter, easy chair or teeter-totter. All is yours that you like best. You're at home now. Welcome, guest. And this is dated 1939. And yeah, I love it. I don't really know how I'm going to display it yet. Clearly, I would like to put this in my guest room. But I have to find a good way to frame it. And I just look at all that. And you can see you got all kinds of different, sizes and fonts going on. It took me a while to figure out what exactly it says. And it's just kind of folded back on the corners and stitched down. I don't know if that was a thing. Anyway, so there we go. Red sampler. And I don't really know how to display it. I just kind of roll it up for now, and I keep it in a basket in my sewing room. Isn't that cute? So yeah, that is all I have today. I'm at 36 minutes. You know what? Maybe I will do one of my sampler motifs. So I'm going to just flip through here. Again, this is the Ultimate Sampler book, and I like to do this. So I just kind of flip through, and I find a picture, and then I look up in this what the definition of that particular motif is. So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to go like that. It's a house. Well, I have a couple of houses that I'm working on right now. So let me see. Now I have to house. Let's see here. House. Okay, this is what house means according to this book right here. A generic house, or one that may be the stitcher's own home. It's a generic house. Okay. So yeah, comfort, home, that's kind of what it means to me. And everybody have a great day. Have a great stitching week. Check back in with me in a couple of weeks, and I'll have some progress to show you, and maybe a new start, and hopefully a finish. Oh, I have a finish. Wait to the end, Catherine, to show your finish. Okay, I was going to go in order and I forgot. So this one I finished. This is Traditional Samplers, and it's called Home Sweet Home. It's 111 by 111, so it's a really great size. It's going to fit in an 8x8 frame. So as soon as I get myself together and cut out the mat and lace it, I will put this on there. So that is my finish. I charted the bottom, Abide in Love, and I changed the hearts to red hearts instead of yellow hearts, and my initials, the year I completed, and I just did a mishmash of different flosses. So this is on a 32 count, and it's I think it's called creme brulee. That's all I had on there. This was one of the first pieces of fabric that I started to collect when I started to collect fabric. I thought, 32, that's all I need with a cream, and I love it on the fabric. It's the colors they pop, and it's Weeks. Charlotte's pink is my favorite pink. And so that's there. It's kind of a bluey pink. And then the blue color is a Weeks Sky Blue. And I just used a mishmash of other overdyed cottons. The red is actually, it's a limited edition, and it was in a floss pack that Kitten Stitcher had on her channel. It was like a year or so ago I got that, and so it doesn't really have a color number or name or anything. It's a Gentle Arts sampler threads, just kind of a nice deep red. So there we go. I have a finish. Yay! So that's how I will finish, is with my finish. So have a great stitching week, and everybody take care and stay well, and bye.